Hello and welcome to Weird Around Illinois. Today we're going to give you some helpful hints for your cryptid hunts. Specifically, we want to talk to you about the 10 things that you should bring with you on a cryptid hunt. Let's get weird. Now, before we get into the top 10 things to bring with you on a cryptid hunt, I should tell you that we laid out some ground rules here. The first thing we kind of agreed on was no clothing items or general mom stuff. and our original list had things like remember to bring your snacks and some water and a nice warm sweater, and we're like, okay, none of that. Forget it. All that stuff's gone. The other thing we talked about having on here, or thought about having on here but decided against, was the Lucky Charms. And I don't mean the cereal, but like your Lucky Rabbit's Foot or your Healing Crystal or your crucifix or your silver bullet, or whatever it is that you think would help you to find a cryptid or give you some sort of mystical power over that cryptid when it arrived. We're leaving that off. We're just going with the practical top 10 things to bring with you on a cryptid hunt.
Starting at number 10, we have EMF detector. This basically measures electromagnetic frequencies, right?
Yeah, like changes in the electromagnetic field. A lot of ghost hunters use these, and that's actually why we got ours, for ghost hunting. But the reason we bring it along on general cryptid hunts is because there is kind of a supernatural element to some cryptids. We talk about portals, and we talk about the magic mist around Dogman, and people often experience things like electronic devices not working when they're near Bigfoot or near Dogman, and that could all be disruptions in the electromagnetic field. So
the EMF detector is, of course, mainly for more spiritual stuff and electromagnetic stuff, as we've said. There's going to be more vital stuff going on throughout the video, a lot more vital tools.
Right. Yeah, this is our number 10.
Merely like Dogman to spiritual stuff too.
Yeah.
And other cryptids as well.
Absolutely. So the EMF detector is not a bad thing to have with you, and that's why it's number 10 on our list. So number 9 on our list would be a casting kit or other sample gathering kit. Now, by a casting kit, I'm talking about plaster of Paris and a container to get water so that you can cast footprints. But we kind of expanded this to also include things like sample bags and tweezers and Q-tips, things like that, so that you can collect hair samples or blood samples, whatever you're finding that you think might be a sample of Bigfoot. Not that we have friends in a lab or anything like every other Bigfoot hunter seems to have.
How they get these people contacts.
Yeah, I imagine if we found something really, really encouraging, we could probably talk to a couple local colleges and find somebody who could do a DNA analysis for us, but it would have to be pretty darn impressive for us to go to that length. But if nothing else, we can at least keep that hair sample in the baggie and show it to people and say, this is from Bigfoot! Yeah. This is from Dogman!
Number 8 on our list is a bat or tree knocker. One thing you really don't want to do when you're going on a Bigfoot hunt specifically is trying to do a tree knock, and you just find a branch just on the ground, and you try and hit it on the big tree and it breaks.
Oh, that's never happened to us.
Okay. But I've seen it all the time with other people. It's been much worse in other cases.
When it comes to getting the attention of a Bigfoot, you can't beat a tree knock.
Yeah, there you go.
Put order, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm thinking specifically of our trip to Mount Tremplow, when I'm out there in the dark and eaten alive by mosquitoes, and I'm trying to find something to hit a tree with, and every time I hit it, it just goes and falls apart. It took me 5 minutes to find a decent piece of wood to hit the tree with, and by then I was just done. I didn't want any part of it anymore.
It would be a better choice to get a stick before you go on the hunt. Maybe buy one.
Yeah, like a little mini bat or a billy club, or even a full-size bat if you want. It can act as a defensive weapon too, which is something else we'll talk about.
Yeah, and the people in Finding Bigfoot, the show, they use like all kinds of different things, like bats, sticks. You never know what they'll bring.
I don't remember if he's used it or not, but I know Matt always carries this like metal walking stick with him. I wonder if he's ever used that as a knocker. I don't remember.
I don't know.
But I've got one of those now, so I may try it.
Number 7 is a compass or GPS. This is a really important one because you don't want to get lost in the woods like we accidentally did once.
Right. Yeah, I believe that was in Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
The great thing about a compass or a GPS, you know, it can help you find your way out. What we discovered, of course, and you know, we were kind of using our heads, and we were like, okay, every cell phone has a GPS, every cell phone has a compass. You know, one of us operates the compass, the other operates the GPS. We'll find our way out of here, and that's what we did. But what I would add to this is that there are going to be some places where you don't have signal. If you remember when we went through the Appalachian Mountains, we had this great plan where we were just following Google Maps right to where we were going. But Google Maps stopped working once we got to a certain point. So I would even add to the compass and the GPS, I would say carry a physical map with you if you can get one.
Yeah, so a form of easy navigation.
Yeah.
Wherever you are.
Like a regular compass is not hard to bring with you in addition to a cell phone compass. You know, like they make them that go on the backs of knives, and they make them that go on wristwatches, and they have little tiny ones you can carry in your pocket, and they're pretty darn cheap. So having a simple compass is not a bad idea.
Yeah. And some phones don't actually have a compass, like especially the cheaper one. You gotta be careful about that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. You have to have at least a semi-advanced cell phone to even download a compass app on it.
Yeah.
Number 6 on our list, and this is kind of a mom thing, and we did debate this quite a bit before adding it to the list, but based on personal experience, I could not leave this off the list. It's mosquito spray. Now, again, we're not going to get into the whole, hey, remember to bring a Band-Aid and remember to bring sunblock and all this stuff, but basically anywhere there are cryptids, there are mosquitoes. And it seems like the more likely you are to find a cryptid, the worse the mosquitoes are going to be.
Yeah, we must have been close at the time. That one investigation.
Yeah. You know, your cryptid hunt is going to be over in a hurry if you don't have mosquito spray. So this is one case where I'm going to leave the mom thing on the list and just say, please, please, please bring your mosquito spray, the highest level of DEET or whatever mosquito repelling ingredient that your skin can take, because some of these places are bad.
Yeah.
Number 5 is bear spray or any defensive weapon. Bear spray obviously is for bears, but cryptids are very similar. I mean, they're very big and they can definitely hurt you. So it's good to have bear spray. It may or may not be very effective, but bringing knives, axes, I wouldn't say guns in every scenario, but some people may argue that you should. Anything to defend yourself.
Yeah, even that bat that we talked about earlier as a tree knocker could be a defensive weapon. I do like bear spray because it's the ultimate defensive weapon. It doesn't take a lot of muscle to use it. It doesn't take a perfect situation to use it. You just pull the trigger, and you're good to go. The only problem with it is there are people who say that dogman and Bigfoot are immune to bear spray.
That's what was kind of going in the back of my mind, because I could imagine they're a little bit stronger and, like, I guess, immune to pain in some way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some say they're even, like, immune to guns. I'm not sure how they'd react to bear spray.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like bear spray because, well, actually, I like a lot of these other defensive weapons because you're less likely to do permanent damage to yourself. That's my only problem with guns. I'm not an anti-gun person. I mean, my father was a redneck. I grew up around guns. I've shot guns. I'm pretty good at shooting guns. I don't like bringing guns with me on a cryptid hunt because I'm a firm believer that you are just as likely to shoot something that you don't want to shoot as something that you do want to shoot once you pull that gun out.
Yeah, we've seen an example on Bigfoot is Real recently.
Yes, we have. They have come much closer to shooting members of their own party than they have to shooting a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
The other thing is that, there are stories that Bigfoot in particular gets enraged at the sight of guns. Mm-hmm. And, there was one horrific story from the American Southeast where they found someone folded in half and stuffed into a hole in a tree. And, they found big footprints around it, and they were like, whoa, what was... And then they found his gun had been snapped in half. And, the Bigfoot researcher said, okay, well, that's the only thing that's going to cause Bigfoot to do that to you. He saw a gun, the gun, he probably shot at Bigfoot, and Bigfoot didn't like it.
So was Bigfoot getting flashbacks or something from that?
I don't know.
He snapped.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal.
So number 4 on the list is a cell phone. This is very important for like a GPS or making sure you have contact with people if you need to text someone, I guess, or call them. Mm-hmm. But again, with the whole data thing in the forest, you might not have that.
Right.
Yeah, this one is more of a standard thing. It's what everybody brings now. As long as you have service of some kind, it can really serve as a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it can be your flashlight, it can be your camera, it can be your GPS. It can be a phone, strangely enough.
Oh.
The other thing that I think we probably use it for more than anything else is like last-minute research. Mm-hmm. We'll be rolling up on a site, and then suddenly we'll be thinking, hey, wait, isn't there one of these near here? Or didn't somebody see this near here? And, immediately one of us is on the cell phone looking it up and getting those last-minute details that we don't think of before we leave.
Yeah.
So number 3 on our list is the flashlight. Even if you're not doing a night hunt for cryptids, I still recommend the flashlight because the woods can get pretty dark even in the middle of the day. Besides which, if you get lost in the woods, you could be there until like another part of the flashlight thing is this neat little device that I discovered about a year ago that I've been bringing with us. It's a flashlight with a red lens. There are a couple advantages to this. Number 1, it doesn't ruin your night vision when you put it on. So when you turn on a flashlight with a red lens, you can see almost as clearly as with a regular flashlight, but if you turn that flashlight off, you're not going to be temporarily blinded for a minute. The other thing is that I found eye shine shows up beautifully in a red flashlight. Even from, like 100 feet away, I can still see eye shine when I shine that red flashlight into the woods.
And number 2 is, of course, any kind of camera. It could be a cell phone, it could be like a completely separate camera. Anything to record what research we've conducted or all of our investigations. We need to obviously have something to look back on each one and then see if we missed anything. It's a great thing to reflect on.
Yeah. In a perfect situation, you'd love to have a camera with audio too.
Oh yeah.
So that you can hear any responses to knocks or howls or things like that. I know there have been a couple times one of our cameras doesn't have audio, and that unfortunately is the one we use the most. And there have been a couple times when we've been thinking, wow, I wish I had audio on that.
Yeah, we need one of those things that like almost make the little noises louder than like you could listen to it.
Yeah.
Headphones.
Yeah.
What's that called?
Well, see, back in the day, there was a device I'm really dating myself, but it was called the bionic ear. It was like this handheld cone-shaped thing that you would hold up, and it's got an earphone on it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh, that's what you're talking about?
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw it on one show actually, and I kind of want it.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I will keep an eye out for it. I didn't think I thought that technology went away a long time ago. I wanted one of those since I was a kid.
Number 1 on the list is night vision. This is something that is very important at night if you want to be able to like see everything. It's hard to see if you just don't have night vision.
Night vision can be part of a camera. It can be part of a scope or a pair of binoculars or a monocular. And by night vision, I know you always correct us on this because, you know, I keep saying, you know, infrared or FLIR or, you know, things like that. In the broader term, night vision, any one of those things would be helpful. A true night vision camera is the one that just enhances your sight at night, right? Just makes everything a little clearer. The other thing that would work that is really, really helpful is the one that helps you detect heat signatures at night.
Yeah, the thermal camera.
Yeah.
Some might argue that's a little bit more efficient, but it's way more expensive, as we've found.
And not as clear.
Not as clear?
No, well, you'll see like blobs of heat and the general shape of those blobs of heat, but you won't see the definition that you would on night vision.
That's true. If you're trying to literally track down Bigfoot and like literally look him in the eyes, I think it would be a better choice for thermal. But then to like get him on camera, yeah, night vision.
Yeah. I guess in a perfect world, you really want both.
Yeah.
All right, so those are our top 10 things to bring with you on a cryptid hunt. If you have others that you would put on this list, by all means, we'd be happy to hear them. If you have stories of having used these things effectively or ineffectively on a cryptid hunt of your own, we'd love to hear about that as well. As always, thank you for listening, thank you for subscribing, and we'll be talking to you again soon.